السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. أما بعد. Wallahi, it is my pleasure to be with you tonight. I was very happy to hear from Sheikh Hatim. The first point was on my mind to speak about the need of the Muslims to more masajid. This point is very important because some people think more masajid mean more division, which is not true. In every masjid now, the Muslims are praying multiple Jumu'ahs behind different imams. In the time of the Prophet ﷺ, the Muslims used to pray behind the Prophet only in the entire city. One Jumu'ah in the entire city. One Jumu'ah in one village. Because of the amount of Muslims, we started to have many masajid in one city. Now in one masjid we have multiple Jumu'ahs. So in order to be able to go back to pray one Jumu'ah in every masjid behind the Imam of this masjid, we need more masajid. Division is not in the buildings, division in the heart. If the Muslims are divided, the problem is in the heart. And in order to be united, they need to be focused on their hearts. To remember how the Prophet ﷺ built the first Muslim community in Medina. When Prophet Muhammad ﷺ migrated from Mecca to Medina, he built the foundation of the community. He did put the pillars of this Muslim community. So what is the first thing Prophet Muhammad did ﷺ when he arrived to Medina? Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was on the top of his camel coming from Mecca to Medina. When he entered the city, he found the families. Each family is trying to grab the camel to their house. Every family wanted to honor the Prophet ﷺ and to show hospitality and to have the Prophet as guest in their house. But the Prophet ﷺ informed them and told them, leave the camel because the camel is commanded by Allah to stop on the place of the masjid. So the camel kept walking and stopped on the land of the masjid. So our Prophet ﷺ got to know where is the place of the masjid before he got to know where he will sleep this night. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So we learned from that the most important thing we should found and build in our cities and our villages is the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you will find the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, which is reported in Sahih al-Imam Muslim and narrated by Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu. Prophet Muhammad said alayhi salatu wasalam, أَحَبُّ الْبِلَادِ إِلَى اللَّهِ مَسَاجِدُهَا, which means the most beloved place in every city, in every village to Allah Azza wa Jal is al-masjid. Why? Because the masjid is built for Allah to be worshipped. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us for no reason but to worship Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when Prophet Muhammad ﷺ started with the masjid, we learned the lesson that we should start with masjid. The Muslims who used to pray in Minhal, for instance, some of them stopped praying in the masajid because no masjid is closed. And some of them, they drive for 10-15 minutes. It's very difficult, by the way, to drive 15 minutes 5 times a day. It's a burden. So if you have a masjid 1 block or 2 blocks or 3 blocks away, it's a blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if you know that the most beloved place in every city to Allah is al-masjid, you will care about building the masjid. Also there is a hadith reported in Sahih Bukhari and Muslim narrated by Uthman ibn Affan radiallahu anhu. He said, قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم, من بنى بيتا لله يبتغي بذلك وجه الله بنى الله له به بيتا في الجنة. Whoever built masjid for Allah, for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, seeking the reward of Allah, Allah Azza wa Jal will build a house for him inside Al-Jannah. If you have house inside Al-Jannah, it means you are one of the people of Jannah. You are resident of Jannah. You have an address there. So that means you will end inside the Jannah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala if you built a masjid or participated in building of a masjid. So the first thing the Prophet did was building a masjid in Medina. What is the second thing? The second thing, the Prophet ﷺ established the brotherhood. Brotherhood. He united the Muslims. He taught them that they are brothers and they should love one another. They must love one another. The Prophet told them that, ﷺ. You know what the Prophet said? He said, لَن تَدْخُلُوا الْجَنَّةَ حَتَّى تُؤْمِنُوا. Listen to this carefully. None of you will enter Jannah until he believes. وَلَن تُؤْمِنُوا حَتَّى تَحَابُّوا. And your iman will never be complete until you love one another. Then he said, أَلَا أَدُلُّكُمْ عَلَى شَيْءٍ إِذَا فَعَلْتُمُوهُ تَحَابَبْتُمْ أَفْشُوا السَّلَامَ بَيْنَكُمْ. Do I tell you about something? If you do it, you will love one another. Spread peace. Spreading peace is not by saying only Assalamu alaikum. When you talk the talk, walk the walk. When you say Assalamu alaikum, mean it. Practice it. Let those who live around you to feel that they are in peace with you. They are in peace because of your presence. So the second thing the Prophet did, established the brotherhood, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and united the Muslims. And the third thing, which is very important, and we all need it in this community, the Prophet ﷺ established a peaceful coexistence with the non-Muslims. He started to teach the Muslims how they should behave in their dealing with non-Muslims, how they should share the society with non-Muslims, how should they deal with them. So we need also to have this in our community, to build the masjid and to care about it, to be united and to treat each other like brothers, and to live in peace with non-Muslims. If we will do so, we will be successful in dunya, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward us in the day of judgment subhanahu wa ta'ala. I know every event the brothers invite me to, people think that I'm going to make fundraising. I don't know why. Even when they write my name here, they wrote keynote speaker in very big font. So people thought that we are making fundraising. Don't worry. No fundraising today. Yeah, believe me, 99%. Because I can't help it. I'm trying also to push for the support of this. There's not a fundraising, but I have a suggestion for you. Before I make this suggestion, I want to tell you what you will get from that. This suggestion is, every family here tonight sponsor $1,000 to support this project. This $1,000 will be considered a loan upon Allah Azza wa Jal. Because any money you give for the sake of Allah, Allah considers it a loan. He said in the Quran loan because He wants us to understand that loan is mandatory to be paid back. And Allah will pay it back to you in your lifetime and reward you for it in Akhirah. When Allah said, "Man alladhi yuqridu Allah," who gives Allah a good loan? Allah said loan because He knows that we understand the Arabic language. And loan is the money that we are obligated to pay back. And also, Allah said in the Quran that whatever you give for the sake of Allah, you will be replaced. وَمَا أَنفَقْتُم مِّن شَيْءٍ فَيُخْلِفُهُ. And the Prophet said, alayhi salatu wassalam, in authentic hadith, he said, أَنفِقْ يَا ابْنَ آدَمْ أُنفِقْ عَلَيْكَ. When you spend, O son of Adam, Allah will spend upon you. Allah will sponsor you financially. Allah will pay the loan back. How? He said, subhanahu wa ta'ala, مثل الذين ينفقون أموالهم في سبيل الله كمثل حبة أنبتت 7 سنابل في كل سنبلة 100 حبة والله يضاعف لمن يشاء. So the example of those who spend for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is like a seed. Every seed grows 7 spikes, and every spike grows 100 seeds, and Allah multiplies for whomever He wills. Subhanahu wa ta'ala. So any amount of money you give for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will return it back 700 and more. 700 at least. Subhanahu wa ta'ala. So put this in mind, that you are investing when you support the houses of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu anhu, one day, he found at his door 2 groups of people. the companions who accepted Islam in the early days of Islam, those who accepted Islam in Mecca, and at the same time another group of people, the leaders of Quraysh who accepted Islam very late after the opening of Mecca. In the final years of Islam, before the death of the Prophet ﷺ, like Abu Sufyan ibn Harb, Suhail ibn Amr, Al-Harith ibn Hisham, these people. So Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu allowed the poor Muslims, those who used to be slaves, those who accepted Islam in the early days of Islam, Umar met with them first before the big leaders, the leaders of Quraysh. And Abu Sufyan was very angry and complained. And he said, Wallahi ma ra'aytuka al-yawmi qat, which means I never experienced a day of humiliation like this day. أَيَأْذَنُ لِهَؤُلَاءِ الْعَبِيدُ وَنَحْنُ عَلَى بَابِهِ. He is allowing people used to be our slaves to meet with him before us. So when he said that, Suhail ibn Amr answered him. And he said, Ya qawm, in kuntum ghidaban igdabu ala anfusikum. O people, if you are angry, be angry at yourselves. دُعِيَ الْقَوْمُ وَدُعِيتُمْ فَأَسْرَعَ الْقَوْمُ وَأَبْطَأْتُمْ. The Prophet ﷺ invited them and invited you in the same time, and they hastened to show a positive reaction to the call of the Prophet, and you delayed, you procrastinated. He said, فَمَا قَوْلُكُمْ إِذَا دُعُوا يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ وَتُرِكْتُمْ. What you're going to do and what you're going to say in the day of judgment if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allowed them to enter Jannah because of you. They worked for Islam before of you. They sacrificed their time and effort and money in the years of Mecca before you. They migrated with the Prophet ﷺ. They built the first Muslim society in Medina. Then you came to Islam after the opening of Mecca, after everything went well. You came just to join the victory and to get your share from the fruits, from the result, right? So Suhail ibn Amr said, what you gonna say? Do you expect Abu Sufyan in the day of judgment will stand up and speak and say to Allah, why you allow Bilal to enter Jannah before me? He will never be able to say this. Al-Hasan al-Basri made a comment and said, صدق والله سهيل فلا يجعل الله عبدا أو لن يجعل الله عبدا أسرع إليه كعبد أبطأ عنه. He said, Al-Hasan al-Basri said the truth when he narrated this story and said in his comment that Allah will never make them equal. The one who hastened to his Lord and come in the beginning, stand up in the time of hardship, Allah will never make him equal to the one who always come at the end. The one who will come just to enjoy the masjid and pray with the Muslims. So I am inviting all the brothers and the sisters here tonight to participate in the founding of this masjid, to be part of the project, and to prove them their commitment and their loyalty to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You know Imam Suraj Wahad? How many people know Imam Suraj Wahad? Everybody knows him? One day I was in his office in Brooklyn, and I told him, subhanallah, I wonder how every time people invite you to make fundraising, you go. You never say no. One day you are in Atlanta, the second day you are in California, and this day you are in Florida, New York. He said, because from the beginning of my participation in da'wah, I made this pledge to Allah to be part of every project. I am able to be part of it. If I'm able to be a window here and a door here, if I'm the carpet here and the lamp here, I want to give hand. I want to be part of every project. So as Muslims, at least in your area, in your state, be part as much as you're able. Support every masjid, every school, especially the new ones. Give them boost, support them, make them successful. Alhamdulillah, the brothers told me that before I start my talk, the brothers donated $30,000, alhamdulillah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from them. And we have here, mashallah, many pledges. Came here, mashallah, a lot of donations, the hundreds and thousands. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from the brothers. We have the pledges here, we have the checks. We said it is not a fundraising. I'm not going to stand up to push for numbers or to reach a specific target. But I'm encouraging all of you. It's not a fundraising dinner. Nobody asked me to make a fundraising. I'm just, because I am who I am. When I'm in any place, I will push people to donate. It became part of me. And I said, believe me, it's not a fundraising dinner, 99%, no, not 100%, because this 1%, that what I'm doing now. I will keep telling you, give, push, and when you give, you are giving for yourself, wallahi. When you give, you will see the barakah in your income, in your provision, in your sustenance. In dunya, in the grave, Allah will lighten your grave by your sadaqah. In the day of judgment, you'll be resurrected under the shade of the throne of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And your sadaqah will be protection for you from the hardship of the day of judgment. Your sadaqah will be inside Jannah. And if you help to build the masjid, my brothers and sisters, you will get a share from every hasana will be done in this masjid. You will get a share from every adhan, share from every iqamah, share from every recitation in the salah, from every bowing, from every prostration. You will get your share from every verse is recited in the masjid. You will get your share from every wudu happen in the masjid, from every fatwa, from every preaching, from every teaching. Everyone is memorizing the Quran, every problem is solved. You will get your reward for that. So it is wallahi a great investment. If you believe in what you just heard, what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, that you will replace it. If you believe that you will multiply before He replaces, if you believe in that, that means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will show to you what He said in the Quran, that it is true. Allah will show you subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Prophet Muhammad alayhi salam promised that if you give for the sake of Allah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will return it back. He will multiply the money and return it back. Subhanahu wa ta'ala. أنفق يا ابن آدم أنفق عليه. This is a hadith Qudsi. Hadith in Sahih al-Bukhari, narrated by Abu Hurairah, radiallahu anhu, from the Prophet from Allah. Hadith Qudsi. That when you sponsor Islamic activities, Allah will sponsor you. If you support the houses of Allah, Allah will support your family, Allah will support your house. So don't leave inshallah tonight until you write a pledge and send it inshallah to your brothers. Give them this support, give them push inshallah to have the place established. And this time, listen up brothers, this time we don't want to lose a masjid. We don't want to lose a masjid. Make it happen, come together. And last point I want to make. This masjid is not to compete with any other masjid. This masjid should be united with every single masjid, cooperating with every single masjid. The unity of the Muslims in their heart. The unity of the Muslims in their heart. They should be united in their activities, united in their decisions, united in their love to each other, their brotherhood, their cooperation. So let's make it happen. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept it from all of us. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it happen and to help our brothers to build the masjid and to make it one of the minars of da'wah in this land. Allahumma ameen. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم. سبحانك اللهم ربنا وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد والحمد لله رب العالمين.